I think I'm live, I think I'm live, I think I'm live. Am I live? I am live. Goody. Hurrah. Hurrah, hurrah, hurrah. Finally have tutorial. Hey, Jenny. Yes, I am off Tutorial Island. It took me a hot minute. By the way, you guys will notice that this stream is numbered 1.5. And also you'll notice just starting the stream that I'm well past the start of the game, let alone the character creator. I've recorded everything up to this point, roughly. I've recorded everything up to this point in video form. And the reason that the stream format looks like this is I'm also going to keep recording this as I play Throne and Liberty. Because I'm planning on making a video about Throne and Liberty. Not just the first impressions, but kind of like a general, like, my journey from level 1 to 50. So, yeah. Just so everyone knows, that's why it's 1.5. Technically, episode 1 will be when that video comes out, because the first chunk of it's going to be what of my journey you guys aren't seeing right now. So, yeah. That makes sense. So, yeah, I'm a little into the game now. I'm level 13. I think level 50 is max level, if I'm not mistaken. Hey, Ludus. We could make a TV show, American Ginger Warrior. How's it going? American Ginger Warrior. Well, the thing is, I still don't know if I count as ginger. I don't think like I'm ginger bearded, but I'm not ginger haired. You know, this is brown. You know, Irish, Scottish, Irish, Scottish. It doesn't balance out. For now, 50 is the cap. Ah, okay. Well, good to know. So, I guess I should also probably hit record simultaneously while I'm doing this. So, also, tongue-tied. Love being tongue-tied. So, I'll just go over a couple things real quick, and I know the little twerp in the background, the Amatoy, is going to be annoying. Actually, well, let me get through this segment, that way we don't have to hear that every couple seconds, and then I'll explain a couple things. God, I hate this thing. Shh, let's keep our voices down. Enemy mustn't hear over here. Isn't it strange? Iskale died 10 years ago, and Henry too. Helby shuts up eventually, thank God. This is the past. Couldn't we help Henry to survive? Of course the survival comes first, but if the alpha wolves are this strong, how awful must Iskale be?
Well, let's hit the road again. No more breaks until we get to the village. You can do it, right?
Right.
Alright, children, move! I morph into my fairy form. I still got mixed feelings on the morph. I kind of want mounts instead. I would prefer mounts, but again, we'll go over it after we get through this little segment.
I must speak with you.
Very well.
The village is straight ahead. Can you bring them to the village for me?
He's doing the self-sacrifice shtick.
I have to go back to the abbey. Iskale will be there soon.
Cringe, and you get that from an ex-furry. I didn't know there was such a thing as an ex-furry. You got rehabilitated? Good for you. Note to self. Urus can be cured.
Lately, I've been having the same mysterious dream. In that dream, I'm attacked, just like today. And in the end, I face Iskale alone at the abbey. In my dream, only I know how to defeat Iskale. And after that battle, an age of peace returns to Castleton. Now I understand the meaning of the dream Hamel sent me. I know what I have to do. I'm not sure why Hamel chose me. I just know that it is my duty. I think it's already begun. The wolves are coming. We must protect the children. I'll take this side.
You say that like you're not a kid. Oh, there's another one.
we're out of time. I ask you once more, please make sure that the children make it to the village safely.
I will guide.
And, that howl.
Oh boy.
It's Iskale. The wolves have been resurrected. Please protect the children until the end. You beasts! Over here!
That is a brave young lad. Alright, the children are priority. Come on, you little shits. Oh shit. Crap. I didn't time my block right.
The wolves have all been slain. I see
The
the
little
village.
cutesy voice. The wolves have all been slain. It's a wee bit creepy.
Oh, you're all safe.
Huh? Daddy finally came back. Daddy!
Oh, Soiri, you're safe, my daughter. I thought I'd never see my daughter again. I don't know how to thank you. Are you Henry's friend? I heard that Henry went up to the Abbey alone to save the children. No, that can't. Iskale is a monster. No human could stand against him alone. And Henry's weak. If he went to fight Iskale, he'd be killed in a heartbeat.
You called him weak.
I
The
hope
kid,
we can
okay,
find
to the
someone
kid's
come
credit,
back
he
safely.
just ran. Okay, well, to be fair, he's saying he's weak. He's not saying he's not brave. But the kid didn't die up against a couple of wolves. And all he had was a sword and a torch. That ain't much. That's it? I thought it was gonna help him. I guess it was a canon event. I keep going back and forth on how I feel about that little ragdoll.
You have the power of Iskale and the heart of Henry. Any power is but a sword, and it will obey the will of the one who wields it. Now, wake up from the nightmare and choose your own path. This little one is ready too. May you have a glorious journey.
Why, thank you. I appreciate it. Alright. 1 second.
While you were
That
standing
was shorter than
over
I
Henry's
expected.
grave, the spirit of the divine beast Hamel appeared. As he used his mysterious power, a vision of the abbey where Henry and Iskale fought unfolded before your eyes. What was Hamel trying to tell you? If you are able to control the dangerous astral force, where will your path lead?
Yes, by the might of our Lord and Savior of mankind, the Emperor. Also, I wasn't expecting this to be a real game. Usually when I see things like this, it is some scummy ad for a mobile game. Actually, fun fact you mentioned that. This actually was going to be a mobile game. In fact, at one point, I think this was supposed to be a Lineage game. But, yeah. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry, Asmo, that I've been offline a lot of places. No, it's fine, it's fine. By the way, keep in mind, Ludus, in a couple hours, we're meeting with the Cyberpunk crew to talk about the campaign, the coming campaign. I don't know if I'll actually be there at 11, because after this, me and my girl are going to breakfast. And I'm not streaming for very long, everybody. Just about an hour and a half is the goal. But yeah, before we go any further in the game, a couple things. First of all, for anyone who doesn't know Throne of Liberty, this is a brand new Korean, that for those who've been paying attention to the MMO market, that'll immediately conjure up some thoughts. But this is a Korean MMORPG that came out October 1st in North America, and I know it was obviously a version of it was already available in South Korea. Now, for those who don't know Korean MMOs or the MMO market in general, a couple of disclaimers. Korean MMOs, pretty much across the board, are all pay to win. This game is no exception, so just kind of throwing that out there. Now, of course, I do want to preface by because for some people they hear pay to win and they're like, all right, I'm good, I ain't touching it. And that's fine. But a couple things I would like to kind of give this game a fair shake. So far in the game, I haven't really felt the need to put any money in the game to progress. And as far as I can tell, there's nothing gated behind, content-wise, there's nothing gated behind the paywall. Like a lot of free-to-play MMOs, which, by the way, this is free-to-play. And like a lot of free-to-play MMOs have like heavy monetization, but this game, you do pay not only for cosmetics and things like that, but you are paying for straight-up advantages in like leveling and upgrading your equipment, the equipment itself, and cosmetics on top of it. This game is pure pay to win. But for those of you who kind of, you know, that isn't just a deadline. It depends on like the form of it. Hey, Karn, the form of pay to win. I will say that though it is pay to win, it is not as egregious as some of the worst MMOs out there. But regardless of the egregiousness, borderline, it is pay to win. So now that we got that out of the way, for those who wanted to know that aspect, I'm a little into the game now. I think I'm like over 10 hours in, and I only just hit level 14. I'm very, 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 very slowly leveling up. Because I've been taking my time doing a bunch of like open world stuff and running around and just looking at stuff. Also, I grinded some mats. Oh, and I should also explain this. So, though I didn't feel the need to put money in, I chose to because because at this point I've gone up to 10 hours without putting a dime in the game. And I've been enjoying the gameplay. The combat's a little clunky, but I haven't had a huge problem with it. It's not as good of combat as something, let's say, WoW. It's flashy. It's really, like, the impacts are good. Like, the feel of it, if you just look at it and listen to it, is really good. But it's, like, the actual control seems a bit clunky. Hopefully they fix that up and clean that up. So what Chinese Skinner box are you showing off today? This is not Chinese, Korean. This is South Korean MMO. And South Korea, for those who don't know, has been making a lot of MMOs lately. And this is from NCSoft. For those who don't know NCSoft, they are the people behind Guild Wars 2. And obviously, ArenaNet is also behind that, but to denote it. NCSoft are behind Guild Wars 2. I think they also were behind Lost Ark. Correct me if I'm wrong on that front. And the Lineage franchise. They also made a ton of mobile games over the years that have been huge in Korea, as well as Asia in general. And that's where they made a lot of their money. There's been some recent news with them that their company had to lay off, like, I want to say 1.4k people. So 1,400 people got laid off recently from their company. And I know they restructured to now they're a bunch of divided studios as opposed to, like, one unifying thing. It's a whole thing, but I'm just going to focus on talking about this game as opposed to that news. But that is worth, like, denoting on the side, is that things in the background for the company that makes this game, / the studio that makes this game, isn't perfect right now. I had a long week, started second job and classes this week. Yeah, I bet, man. Like, right now, well, I'll talk about that probably in private. But yeah, it's, yeah, I'm impressed that you're going back to school, man. Like, it's not easy to do that, expense-wise, time-wise, and effort-wise. It takes a lot to go back to school and kind of up your education level. So I'm proud of you for doing it, and I hope it goes smoothly for the most part. So, yeah. So anyway, So the pay-to-win aspect aside, and I'll actually show you guys a store in a second here, but I'm also just going to go over my build in the game and also talk about the game itself. So the game right now, up to this point, what I've learned is there are no classes in this game. There are your class. Well, there's the roles. You can be a tank, DPS, and healer, and kind of a hybrid between those three. And what's defining your class, so to speak, in the game is your weapon choices. So kind of like Albion Online and a couple other games, your, again, class, air quotes, is dictated by your equipment. Now, in my case, I'm going pure tank build. So, and I did do some research before jumping into the game, because I didn't want to go in blind, especially to a South Korean MMO. I wanted to know, what control schemes I have to screw with, what key bindings need to be messed with, the systems, because not to be too rude, but Korean/Asian MMOs tend to have a lot of complexity to them, not necessarily into the actual finesse or skill of the game, but in just the way the systems are designed, the way the UI is structured. They tend to have a lot of complexity and oddities that if you're a Western gamer, and especially if you're a Western MMO player, you're going to find off-putting. Like if you're like me and you've played World of Warcraft for over a decade, and you're used to that style and other similar Western MMOs, jumping into an Asian MMO, you're going to get completely thrown off. Like, a lot of things are labeled differently. The way the control scheme is designed is odd and just feels kind of murky. There's a lot of translation of feel issues, if you will. So that's kind of a thing that's been there for a long time between that. So so I decided because of that to do research and before jumping in and learn a little bit about the game systems rather than going in blind. So I did some research, and I'm happy I did, because one of the first things I found out is almost every guide and every tutorial, every tips and tricks video, pretty much all of them agreed on one thing. Find a set of weapons in a build related to them and stick with it. Hyper focus from the outset, because if this game is not very kind to you for experimentation, especially if you're a free-to-play player. Because it is a game that is free-to-play, thus it does want to incentivize buying things, and thus comes in a lot of the pay-to-win aspects. But playing a tank, true chat, of course. For those who know, like me, any MMO I've played, like in World of Warcraft, I was a tank. I tended to be a warrior, a prot warrior or a prot paladin. In New World, I had a very tanky build for that game. Let's see. FF14, my main class for the longest time was Dark Knight. I did kind of go main for a while for Reaper, which is DPS, but I went back to Dark Knight, and I also was leveling up my Paladin and Warrior. I like tanks. I like to be in the front of the crowd, and I like to protect. Like, as a person, I'm a protective person. I'm very protective of my girlfriend and my family and my way of life. I'm a very protective person by nature, so that kind of translates into how I play my MMOs and my RPGs. I like to play a big, tanky hunk of meat that can take all the damage and dish a decent amount of it back out. That's what I like to play. First Descendant was Warframe, but worse. I haven't actually played First Descendant. Nothing about that game from like the footage I saw or other people playing it really caught me. This game did a little bit for some of the aesthetic, and also, I've been kind of hungry for a slightly different MMO than FF14 or WoW, and this looked like that slightly different MMO. Will I stick with this MMO? Full disclosure, I don't know up to this point. I will say I'm sticking with it through the leveling, like 1 to 50, absolutely. I will finish playing a character and make it through the game. But this game is built around PvP. That's another thing a lot of people need to know. The core end game is built around the idea that you are going to have massive castle sieges, you're going to have massive guild v guild battles, and you're going to compete in the open world for things. PvP is on the mind of the devs for this entire game. So that is something that is important to denote. You personally like playing as a rogue? Then you would certainly like some of the weapon combinations. You would probably go with dagger and longbow or dagger and crossbow. You know, though that would work really well with a rogue style build. And sometimes I like rogue builds just to experiment with, but I tend to be a tank. Double daggers and crossbows. Yeah. It's funny watching him play games with me. He gets highly protective. Well, yeah, of course I do. You know, I like to play my role as a tank, but as a person, I like to protect. And that is my nature. So, anyway. In this game... I had a brain fart there. Ugh. Okay. Anyway. So, yeah, this is a sample of the skill system between, like, my weapons, which is Great Sword and Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield is very meta in this game. It's the tank weapon set, and it's very well complemented by Great Sword. I don't know how meta Great Sword and Sword is. I just knew, when it came to making my build, what I looked up mostly was tips and tricks, and most people said this was a good combo. I don't know how good. I don't know if this is like S tier or meta or even like the top 20 builds. But regardless of that, so far it's felt like they complement each other really well. They do have some overlapping abilities, and I will say as I unlock abilities, I'm probably going to switch some out. One ability I'm planning on kind of not tossing, but not really having as much on my bar is the Precision Dash. Right now, I have it as a secondary option as a gap closer to Strategic Rush, which is basically the same ability for Sword and Shield, but it has a stun effect, and also it pushes, with collision, the mobs you're attacking. So, I think eventually I might get rid of Precision Dash on my bar for something more advantageous to use. I do know that as you level up, the cooldowns get less aggressive. Right now, like, if I can go through all of my abilities fighting a pack of mobs, and then I have to wait like 5-6 seconds to be able to use anything. Thank you for informing me. I may really try that game. I mean, like I said, I like this game so far. It's free to play, so there's no risk trying it and feeling your way through it. And like I said, the monetization and the pay-to-win aspect, the pay-to-win is there, but it's not really aggressive. Like, you don't feel like the game is prodding you every few seconds to buy it. In fact, I had to look for the shop. Like, it doesn't advertise the shop to you when you first start the game. I don't know if that's the way it is also in South Korea. Maybe in South Korea it does advertise it. But, you know, when it came to, like, finding the shop, actually on Tutorial Island, you can't press the shop button. Like, the shop button doesn't become accessible until you get off of the Tutorial Island. So, there's that. Now, I'm going to show you guys the shop, and I'm going to show you guys the Battle Pass, and I'm going to get back to kind of describing the character stuff. So, let's do that first and foremost. So, first, let's go over the Battle Pass. Now, I did put, like I said, right before the stream, in fact, probably 10 minutes before I started the stream, is when I put my very first dollar amount into the game. Because now I do want to see how... Because I experienced 10 hours worth of just dicking around the game without any money being put in. Now, I definitely could have made it to level 30 by now in the free-to-play if I had been hyper-focusing on the campaign, because the campaign gives you a ton of XP as well as necessary items to upgrade your equipment. But I've been just kind of dicking around, running around, gathering random mats, and also attacking mobs and getting a feel for the playstyle. So because of that, I probably wasted a lot of time that it could have been spent getting to max level. But I'm not in a rush. I don't like rushing MMOs to max level. I don't recommend people do that. Like, if an MMO wants you to rush to max level to get your enjoyment out of the game, that's not an MMO worth playing. And this game, I don't get the vibe, is trying to push you to that point. Meanwhile, you can't bring yourself to put even €5 into Master Duel. Fair enough, man. But yeah, I will say this. I did put money into the Battle Pass. That's like the only thing I've actually invested money into. Obviously, I got the loose cent out of like the pack I bought for like the premium currency. But the Battle Pass costed, I think it was 500 loose cent, which is, again, the paid currency. Now, before I even got that, though, I should denote that the Battle Pass has a free tree, which is this one up here. And the free tree has a lot of the same items that the premium tree does. The premium tree just has a couple items that the free one doesn't, or the free one has, but much later in its tree. So like the rare upgrades and things like that. Like that's in the paid tree for the battle pass. So the battle pass, despite the fact that I'm only level 13, 14, just doing normal stuff, I made it all the way to level 32 on the battle pass, and the max is 50. Question: you probably did, but still, I want to make sure. Have you ever played Warframe? Yes. I have over 700 hours in Warframe, just about. I played Warframe first back in 2013 when it first came out, and that was a terrible experience. When the game first came out, the tutorial was bad, the controls, also the optimization back then. Oh, that was bad. But, you know, I quit the game and I came back to it like 3 or 4 years later, and they really cleaned that game up. And I've been playing it on and off ever since. I think I have most of the Prime Warframes. I think I'm only missing like 5 or 6. One of which I can never get, which is Prime Excalibur. Obviously, we all have Excalibur Umbra if you've completed this game's story up to a point. But, yeah. Hey Nico, hey Asmo, I was thrown at Liberty. I'm kind of explaining that right now. I'll get to like my summed up thoughts in a second here. But so yeah, before I even got like the paid battle pass part, the game was pretty generous with a lot of what it gives in the free battle pass. Like it gives you a lot of the same stuff. It gives you growth books, it gives you tokens, it gives you little skins and stuff. It even gives you the in-game normal currency, which is Solent, which is gold. So a lot of what basically the premium tree is just bonus stuff for the most part. Some of what it gives is like actually really good stuff that isn't in the free tree, but for the most part, everything that's in the free tree is just added to in the premium tree, for the most part, with a couple of exceptions. So that's the battle pass, and you don't have to get money to get stuff out of it. Like I said, a lot of what it gives in the free tree is really helpful for leveling and making your way through. Now, for the actual premium shop itself, let's go through that. Like I said before, this is a pay-to-win game. It's a South Korean MMO. They all are, for the most part. This is probably the least egregious pay-to-win. That being said, again, I know a lot of my fellow Western MMO players and RPG players and gamers in general from the West, we abhor any pay-to-win aspects, and you should. I'm not saying you shouldn't, and I'm not excusing that in this game. I'm simply explaining the system, and if you are the type of gamer that you just don't care or you just don't have the energy to really worry about it as long as it's a less egregious version, then this is the case. This is a less egregious version. But well, compared to other South Korean MMOs. But it is pay to win, 100%. There's the premium leveling pass, which gives you a lot of stuff. Now, I will denote this, and I kind of found this odd in this game. As far as I could tell, there is no straight-up level boost like there is in WoW or other similar MMOs like WoW, where they want to get you to max level. In this game, they just give you every single tool imaginable to rush you to level 50. But there's no, like, you put money in, your level magically hits 50. As far as I can tell. There's no, like, boost. There's just, it's literally like, we're not going to make you level 50 when you give us the money, but we're going to give you literally every tool you need to get there virtually as fast as possible. But you still need to get there on your own feet. It's just, we just gave you Hermes boots, you know? Like a normal guy is, like, hiking up the hill. We just gave you the boots to go, like, hit the speed force on the way there, but there's still that journey rather than instant transmissioning you to 50. I don't know if that's like a marketing thing or if it was their attempt to be a little toned back on like the pay to win. I'm not sure exactly, but that's what the premium level pass gives you. Is it gives you growth stones, special materials, base materials, improvement book selection chests. It gives you all the tools to improve you and level yourself up rather than seemingly just jumping you to a certain level. Along with the boosts and materials and stuff, obviously there's cosmetics. There are cosmetics on top of the pay-to-win aspects, and I'm not gonna lie, I am very tempted to get this particular cosmetic because I think it looks cool. But like I said, I'm right now I just want to stick to only invested in the battle pass and see how that affects things. So I'm avoiding spending any money on the cosmetic items for now. Let's see. Obviously, like WoW and other MMOs, they give you have to pay premium to like do like your rename your character, if you want to like change up your appearance, if you want to transfer servers, all of that you have to shove out real money to do. Oh, they sold. How do you sell out of a digital product? Sorry, I just like looked over and that annoys me. How do you sell out of a premium product? Okay. Oh, sorry, not a premium product. But how do you how do you sell out of a digital product? That is, and if you have sold out, why is it being advertised on the store page? But anyway, it's 1 per character. Yeah, but I haven't bought this. See, per character 0 out of 1 stock. I don't have it. Like I haven't purchased this. Wait, hold on. I don't think I did. I purchased, unless that is the premium battle pass one. I can't click the banner. And it's the same artwork. Wait, hold on. Am I an idiot? I might be an idiot. I might have had a brain fart. Oh yeah, it is. Oh, sorry. I was getting stuck up on all the artwork there. I thought that was like buying all that in a bundle. And I'm pretty sure I don't have those cosmetics. Hold on. How do I see my cosmetics? Your boutique? No, it's not the boutique. Equipment enchanting? No, that's the crap. You can get them in the coins for the battle pass though. Right. How do I see my cosmetics? That character info? I don't know. I'll worry about it later. Speaking of MMORPGs, I highly recommend the Ibelin Netflix documentary. Ibelin? It's the story of the WoW player who was highly disabled, and after his death, his WoW friends shared heartwarming tales of him. They have a Netflix documentary about him? Okay. More time spent, more opportunities to spend money. The Grim Reaper is just a disturbed mascot. The disturbed mascot. Oh, the Grin Reaper. Yeah. I'm still not sure how I will say this. I haven't figured out how the cosmetics work. Like, I don't know how they get applied. It's a real tearjerker. You gotta look for the coin that the pass though. Hit P, select Mirror Boutique. Okay. P. Mirror Boutique. Appearance, outfit, weapon, appearance. Ah, okay, okay. So this is the. I can look like Van Helsing. I'm Victor Van Helsing. I can look like a Jedi. The fuck is that? This is Halloween. This is Halloween. 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 Oh, I can look dapper as fuck. Happy Halloween. I can look like a member of the Kiss band on a Halloween tour. Wait, isn't that just Clay's robe? Somebody, I must resist the jokes. Fancy, I know. Most WoW players are disabled, usually mixedly. That's armor from Monster Hunter. Wait, which one? This one? The Shadow Knight? Oh, the black and purple one. Yeah, this one. Is it? Send me a screenshot. I don't know that one. weapon appearance. Dapper as fuck. Yeah, speaking of the cosmetics, though, I will say this: if there's one thing in this, in terms of like the in terms of like the pay to acquire stuff that I don't really feel the need for, I will say this: I don't really feel the need to get the cosmetics. I mean, they look really cool, but for example, what you guys see on screen right now, none of this is cosmetic. This is like armor. This is like shitty armor in the game. Well, shitty. This is low level green uncommon armor in the game that I'm wearing right now, and I think it looks great. And I've looked at some of the armor sets that you get just by playing the game, and they are wow. They are like the armor you can get in the game that is purely like it's purely just from like the crafting and everything looks so good. You don't need like the cosmetic gear is obviously far more flamboyant and like super anime, like it's like crazy. So if you're looking for like that aspect, then yeah, you might have to buy like the cosmetics. But if you're looking just to look cool, there's really no need to get any of the cosmetics in the game. The pay for cosmetics anyway. And I'm gonna boost my strength again. All right, so I guess for the most part we kind of covered the payment stuff. Well, there's one other thing I wanted to. Stop it. Stop. Okay, so there's one other thing I wanted to go through. So yeah, obviously they have the cosmetics. We'll denote this for my fellow WoW players. There's no mounts in this game. There is what is called morphs. So in this game, you can turn into an animal for different modes of travel. You have a dash animal, which is for ground travel. The default is a wolf. At least it was for me. I don't know if that varies. So you have your dash animal. You have your glide animal. And keep in mind I said glide, not fly, glide. You have a gliding, which is your air travel morph. And then you have a swimming morph. All three of these provide you the different modes of travel. And you turn into an animal. / monster. I really hate it. I'll be frank. I really hate that there is not mounts. I don't like turning into an animal. It's super silly, and I think they should replace it with mounts, quite frankly. I don't see the need for morphs. At the very least, with the morphs, though, I really wish the transformation felt a little less janky. I don't know if it's just because I'm playing on a US West servers, and I'm in the East. I do that because I want to play with Jenny at some point. But every time I morph, it feels kind of janky. Usually morphing back is the worst part. And yeah, I would have preferred mounts substantially. But it's not like a deal breaker, it's just annoying. And the other thing I wanted to bring up about in terms of the currencies in the game. So like I said before, Solent is the common gold equivalent. Lucent is the premium pay-for currency for paying for things. And then there's also something called ornate coins, which you cannot buy. Ornate coins are earned through collectathoning and like running through the game and like looking for secrets and pages and codex little things. It's basically a reward for Easter egg hunting. And the more of those you can get, the more stuff like this you can buy. You can buy growth stones, you can buy skill books, and apparently if you get enough of them, you can even buy morph, a couple of the morph cosmetics. I find that interesting. So like that I don't know whether to give them credit or if this is more of a lukewarm thing, but I do find it interesting that you can't buy this currency, and nor can you acquire it really through any kind of purchasing of like bundles and stuff. So I do like that. There's like a reward for people who just dedicate time to completionism. I do like that. That's it. It's incentives. So to credit where it's due. And obviously these are the packs to buy the currency for like a Lucent. Now some of them come with cosmetics or mounts for different tiers and levels. So there's that. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much everything to do with the store. And so So the pay-to-win aspects, like I said, like you can buy a lot of the things that in the game take a lot of grinding or take a lot of like workarounds to acquire. Some things, like the simple services of transferring servers or renaming characters or re-editing their appearance, that all costs premium currency. There's lots of ways the game does nickel and dime. But in spite of that, if you're someone who, like, again, if it's pay to win whatsoever, you will not play it. This is not the game for you then. I'll tell you that outright. Like that's being perfectly honest. Do not play this if pay to win is, in any form, is wrong to you. And I do agree, and I do understand that. I get it. Good luck with the other games that you play. But if you're someone who's like, yeah, I don't love pay to win, but what form of it really is it? Like, how much is this going to hurt me that other people are kicking my ass in terms of leveling, in terms of gearing? You know, how much does it affect my experience as a person? Well, if you're a PvE player, it won't impact you hardly at all, other people's progression, except at nighttime if you get caught out at night and you're grinding. Because at nighttime, a lot of zones turn into... A lot of zones turn into PvP zones at night, which I kind of like. I prefer that over toggling. I think the best form of PvP in games is in terms of the open world, I should say, is PvP dedicated servers where you jump in and everyone knows the rules. It's like, okay, you've made a character on this server. It's a PvP server. You are now committing to the idea of running around at the risk of higher tier players ganking you. I preferred that. I miss that in WoW. I wish WoW never got rid of that shit. But they did. Sad face. They then made it toggleable, which actually made open world PvP far more cancerous. And a lot less enjoyable. So, yeah. This is kind of a middle ground between the two. It's like, instead of it being toggleable in the server or making the servers that are dedicated to it, here it's more you're safe during the daytime, but at nighttime, if you're out of like the cities and stuff, you can be ganked. And okay, well, to be fair, Jenny did point out it's only certain areas that warn you ahead of time, which is true. The areas do tend to warn you, like, hey, this is a PvP zone at nighttime, you can be ganked. And then there are some zones that, yeah, it's still safe to go about. Edens, welcome to stream. I think this game actually does the open PvP better because it centers around an event and the PvP time also makes people show up. I mean, that's fair. This is just preferential, and to be fair, I haven't experienced PvP in this game yet, so I can't give an opinion. As of yet, I cannot give an opinion whether it's good or not. I can only give an opinion on how it's structured. But in terms of my experience with PvP, in open world PvP, I should say, open world PvP at its best for me was in WoW back in like the classic vanilla days. Vanilla and the Burning Crusade, like those days for open world PvP were the best if you were on a PvP server, which I was. And I remember being in the big PvP mobs that would go and raid Stormwind, and we would like attack and kill all the NPCs that we could. We would beat up every NPC and any player that tried to stop us. And we only got so far most of the time. Like once you hit Elwyn Forest is when you hit like the major resistance. Like yeah, a bunch of low-level players will jump in, but then you get like all like the major tier like players who get like, you know, called in by their guilds, like, hey, the Horde are fucking attacking again. And then you see these two giant sides who like slam against each other, and it felt so good. It feel like in those moments you feel like you're part of, like, you're a soldier in a war, and you really feel your faction, and you feel like the cool stuff. Like those memories I'll never forget. I love those experiences. So that's why I like servers that are like, okay, this is a PvP server, it's PvP all the time, and you can't turn it off. And when WoW went to the toggleable PvP, they completely ruined it. Because now, how open world PvP in WoW works is you'll be like leveling an alt in a zone, right? And then you'll get ganked by like a level 45 undead rogue that does like the dance over your body, right? And then you're like, well, fuck that guy. So you log into another one of your characters on the server who's like max level and has like some of the top line raid gear. You jump on that, you call maybe two of your buddies and you go, let's go fuck this guy up. Then you go out there, he sees you guys coming, he runs and hearths out of there, And then you guys like wait around thinking, okay, maybe he'll come back. An hour goes by, or maybe 30 minutes go by. He comes back. He's turned his PvP off. And now he's just running around the three of you, trolling, calling you guys a bunch of particularly not nice things, and just taunting you. I hate that shit. Because now in the system, the toggleable PvP, it just invites a lot more, in my opinion, a lot more toxicity. And PvP is already naturally a magnet for toxicity and competitiveness, which I do separate the two. There is a difference between like being toxic, which I don't use that term lightly. Like, I don't call a lot of things toxic. But some of the PvP naturally starts to lean towards a toxic kind of environment after a while. But somehow they made it even more toxic with toggleable PvP. Because now there's no commitment. It's like, okay, I'll commit to PvP while I'm like winning and while I'm ruining other people's time. But the moment it's time for me to like meet my maker or you know, come to terms with the shittery I'm pulling, now I can just hearth out of there and come back and now be a douchebag to the people I fucked around with, and I can't find out because I made it so they can't find out. It made it, in my opinion, toggleable PvP is the worst version of PvP ever, and it ruined open world PvP. Like across WoW. WoW is now the worst open world PvP MMO, period. I absolutely hate open world PvP in World of Warcraft. And that's really depressing, because I used to love it. Like, love it. Some of my best memories in WoW were, again, trying to raid Stormwind with, like, 2 or 3 Horde guilds that we would all, like, just bum rush it. And, like, meeting, like, the resistance of, like, a bunch of Alliance players and then fighting them off or getting fought off by them and kind of, like, desperately typing in chat and everybody's communicating and like trying to reorganize and like, oh, well, reform like tanks up front, DPS sent back, range DPS sent back. like there's all this like really dynamic, fun elements that were like alive there. Then they made it toggleable, and now that cannot happen now. It's bullshit, and I hate it. Yeah, original WoW was great. It was a product of its time that can't be reproduced. That's true. And even in their attempts to reproduce it with Classic WoW, they were able to do it for... I would say the best version of Classic WoW was Classic WoW. Not as in, like, it's better than Vanilla, but it was better... It was, like, the best version of the Classics. Because aren't they doing Kata Classic now? Which is stupid as fuck. Like, Kata Classic is not a Classic. Kata is when the game got ruined. Or, well, technically some people would say Wrath started a lot of the systems that ruined WoW, and I can't disagree with that. But back when Wrath started those systems, they were the least shitty version of those systems. Yes, it set the groundwork, but the way it worked in Wrath was different than how it evolved, like the looking for group and stuff. Made it a game on rails. Yes, it did. Kata is still my least favorite expansion for what it's set for the game. Like, Wrath was the last time WoW was WoW. Everything after that is just straight downhill. Some people really loved Mists after Kata. I still stand by. In fact, narratively, Mists made some of the worst decisions in terms of the narrative of the world. Kata, like, the sad thing is, narratively, Kata actually had a lot going for it that it set up with, that I thought was really cool. Deathwing I didn't think was a great follow-up to the Lich King, but like setting up Garrosh as the new war chief, the potential that had to have less of a pussified orc like Thrall was, and I like Thrall, but he really was not a typical, he was more human than orc in terms of how he ran the Horde, in terms of how he like interacted with the Alliance. Every conflict felt very reluctant on his part. I really liked the idea of Garrosh taking over and him, like, Green Jesus Thrall, yeah. Or the Green Pickle, as Nixium calls him. Like, what Garrosh could have represented for the narrative, and not only for the narrative of the backdrop of quests and, like, zones and like, new expansions and stuff, but just the narrative of the vibe between the Horde and Alliance players. He represented, yes, more of an aggressive, I won't say douchebag, but like aggressive, violent leader. But that's kind of what the Horde needed for an identity to separate it from the Alliance. Because with Thrall in charge, the identity of the Horde was, it's the same as the Alliance, they just look more mean. But that was it. Garrosh represented a chance to change the tone and give the Horde a more unique identity to the Alliance than they had already. And it didn't work. It was extremely disappointing. Hey, babe. Okay. Okay. It's okay. Sorry, what was I saying? Oh, I forgot. I mean, Thrall was raised by humans, so it does make... I wasn't arguing that didn't make sense, but in terms of the how his effect had on the Horde, it was a negative... Oh, Jenny's in the gun. Hello, Jenny. Hello. Is this your character? Oh, you going for like a half-elven look? You got the pointier ears. To be fair, I was going for like my version. This is like my Witcher OC I put in the game. That's what I was going for. Is like oh, if I had a character in the Witcher universe, this is what he would look like. I was just like, yeah. Not for me to decide. Okay, I'm just saying I like lore to some point. No, and I agree with you. I liked the lore behind Thrall and his story. I did. I love Warcraft 3 is still, in my opinion, the best video game I've ever played. Narratively, for sure, if not for gameplay. Warcraft 3, in its original state, was my whole childhood next to World of Warcraft. I played Warcraft 3 before I played World of Warcraft. So, for me, like that, I was very much invested in Thrall. But by the end of Wrath, the identity he represented for the Horde really did just come down to, we're the Alliance, but we look meaner. So I really liked what it represented to have Garrosh in his place to represent a change in the Horde, to give them a more unique identity. Though I still love Thrall's character, and love his arc, and love everything that happened in the Warcraft 3 universe, it was time for a change. And Garrosh represented that change. Instead, Blizzard decided to make the worst choice they possibly could narratively. They absolutely fucked it up. And I hate that. Like, their choice... Oh shit, she poured it out. I just hit a friend request from Ginny. How do I accept you? Friend. Alright, I sent a friend request. Okay, how do I... Relationships. Accept. Okay. Are you in a guild, by the way, Jenny? Because I know, like, a lot of people are recommending people join guilds. Warcraft 2 isn't super liked. Well, to be fair, Warcraft 1 and 2 struggled in the story department. There were, that was when Warcraft narratively was still finding its feet. Especially Orcs and Humans. Orcs and Humans' story was very bare bones. Oh yeah, by the way, a trick I learned that I don't think a lot of people have figured out yet. If you want to take no damage from fall damage in this game, just press Q. I did it randomly at one point because I died twice doing like those tall jumps. And I pressed Q at one point in a panic, and I took no damage. So, just let everybody know, if you want to avoid fall damage in this game, at least from when you do those jumps, just press Q before you hit the ground. With a few friends, it's very small, like 7 people. Hey, want to invite me to the guild? Maybe we can expand it. Alright, so while we're out here. Yeah. But outside of like the narrative, gameplay-wise, Kata ruined WoW in a lot of ways. I remember, like a lot of people, I got enthralled with like the way the world changed. Infinity we're in the community.
Hamel, the sacred deer of the Black Owl Plains, met his demise. And his death heralded Iskale's return. Those who fled from the wolves found themselves isolated in the Abbey. Iskale, with the power of the Star Fragment and backed by a pack of ravenous wolves, set upon them. While the people cowered in terror, Henry rose to the occasion. He had always admired Hamel's courage, and he took heart from it now, urging the others to escape. As Henry desperately battled against the wolves, Iskale rushed towards him. Henry knew of Iskale's weak point. Hamel had come to him in a dream, showing him what he needed to know, and so Henry hurled his torch at the bottles of lamp oil in the storeroom. The oil ignited instantly, and with each fiery explosion, the very ground beneath their feet trembled. Henry was caught in the flames, along with Iskale.
Probably the game was the cheesiest in the game. Is this really the cheesiest?
All that remained when the others returned to
so,
the Abbey
I can
were
make
the
it through.
bones and ashes of Henry and the wolves. Now the people
one of my
of
concerns
Castleton
was that the
hold a
game was
wolf
going to get
hunting
cheesy.
contest every year to honor the courage and sacrifice of the young hero.
Had a pee.
Oh, I gotta lift the grass for armor. By the way, Edens, I'm assuming you were playing this, and Jenny, both of you, as people who've been playing Throne of Liberty, tell me if you agree with me on this, Tone. I personally think the Amatoy was a very bad decision in this aspect. Every time that little helpy creature talks, it takes me out of the immersion of the game. Like, aesthetically, it doesn't match my environment or the narrative of the story. The little thing is just a constant, like, I'm in a game. I don't know if you guys agree with me on that front, but that's how I feel about that. Yamatoy is. The other ones are less annoying. There's more. Play like 10 more minutes and you will see what happens to Helpy. Okay, does it die? Don't tell me, actually. That was... I don't know, for me, I'm constantly having my immersion destroyed by that thing existing. Alright, so travel from Clapstone Wall to the end of Castleton Abbey. Alright, Coastal Cliff. Alright, drive from the top. Was there a glide point? Oh. Oh, I guess there really is. Yeah. I believe I can fly. I believe I can cross the sky. Living every night and day. I believe I can fly high. I don't know if that's how this one goes. You can glide over cities without using stamina. Oh, okay. Collectible, holy digger. Alright, you said like in a couple of minutes. Is this too soon? I hope you did disappear. Yeah, like these experience like this, like in scanners.
Papa do you?
I haven't watched
Had
scanners
a
in
pee.
forever. I'm sure. Oh yeah, they're totally previewing this thing's death. I can't wait to see you in. Okay, well, that's a little cute. I won't deny that. What the fuck happened to it though? Like what? You don't meet again soon. So wait, what? Why was the thing even in the game up to this point?
Helpy spent a long while gazing silently toward Wisp Island.
I am lost.
Finally, it spoke.
You now have a new Amatoy,
until the day we meet again,
window, and various specs
and wished you well on the path ahead.
And I admit the damn thing was
rudely
cute, but what
parted
the
from the
fuck?
little friend who had been by your side from the beginning, continuing your journey alone.
I went back to the island. It was just a tutorial thing. Oh, okay. Windswept document. There's a document on the ground with something written on it. Seems to have been. I'm on chapter 3. Veterans never die. I feel like that's not true. That one. So, Amatoy. Red Knight Classic. Sorry, because I got that from the bundle thingy. So you can have your little plushy thing follow you around. At the very least, these guys don't talk, right? Why do they all look like they're from, what's that thing called? You will birth its offspring. Don't do that to me, God. Send them on missions that get you crafting. Oh, okay, so they're like companions. Okay, at least they serve a purpose. Little Big Planet. Thank you, Karn. Thank you. That was what I was trying to think of. Yeah, they all look like they're Little Big Planet characters. Not for the most part. Some of them don't. But, yeah, I don't know why that's the thing. Why they all look quilted? Or crocheted. Quilted or crocheted? One of the two. So why are there so many of them? Punching champion Dentwerp. Sorry. They are knit. Ah. Knit. They are knit. You. Ranting noises. My bad. Oh, look, it's a gremlin. Okay. Yeah, good to know. Guild. Did I get an invite? I did get an invite. The Grave Dancers, Mrs. Chivas. Is this your guild, Jenny? Do they feel pain? I do not know. Is this your guild, Jenny? My friend, yes, it's me. Ah. I have joined the guild. Donation count 0 out of 10. What? Yeah, Shadow Mayhem one I might get. That one look cute. And useful. You'll now have a turtle on your cloak. LOL when you have a cloak. I have a cloak. Yes, I got the turtle. We are turtles. Fantastic. Well, I'm one of the guild's tanks. By default. I gotta level up. Be useful though. Okay. Beloved comrade. Wait, what's the name of our guild? The Grave Dancers. I mean, that's pretty that's a baller name, right? I mean, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. The Grave Dancers, meaning we're gonna fuck you up and dance to the grave. Only hostile. So we have no hostile guilds at least. Guild supplies, guild flag. I would like to vote for the coloration to change if I could, but I probably don't have a say. Yeah, made the max already. Oh, okay, so the donation max has already been hit for all this. Okay. Wait, why does it say donation count 0 out of 10? Is that, I guess that applies to me? Okay then. box. Half-hidden parchment. The document writes contract scroll with a resistance emblem on it. It's difficult to recognize the contract manager. The contract manager is the ink smudge. Half-hidden parchment delivered to nearby contract manager. Righto. Contract scroll delivered. Eh? You can choose your final reward. Alright, chapter. Is it leveling log? No, leveling log is different, but I'll still claim the reward from that. Alright, so. Morph. Codex. Codex. Claim final reward. Rare passive skill growth. Applicable codex must be completed. What? Oh, okay, I was on the wrong one. There we go. I get 20 active skill growth. Looks good. Me like. Apparently I forgot to grab those earlier. Quality armor growth stone. We're gonna dance on that grace of yours. And at the bottom 9. Stone Cold says so. Good time in Yu-Gi-Oh! People keep quitting. A Master Duel? Oh, okay, because you keep matchmaking and destroying people. Well, that's what happens when you make an anti-meta deck. Nobody wants to go against you, because they have meta decks. Contract equals level quests from FF14, little single-shot quest in a particular area. Go murder 14. Go murder 14 of this kind of goblin, or pick up 3 of that kind of thingy. Ah, okay, so fetch and kill quests. So they're like the busy quests.
That was close. I can't believe the ghastly tales were true.
I was wondering about what the contract manager dude did.
Where did you find this? Thank you. Let's see. Uh-oh. This is not good.
What's not good?
This is a contract scroll meant for the Starlight Observatory ruins, and it came to the wrong place. I should send it back before it's due, but I can't leave my post.
Sorry about that, folks. I have a chat with the landlord. What are you guys talking about? Cranium, crossbow, sword, shield. Huh.
Are you sure?
I literally have not seen another because everyone watched a
I
tier
can't
list video
entrust
before
it to
starting.
just anyone.
Admittedly, I did. Well, I didn't watch a
Wait.
tier list video. I just
Aren't
watched.
you
I
the
watched
adventurer
3
who helped
tips and tricks
Martinet in the
videos and
Lord's
1
Aid?
beginner's guide.
You made the wolf
All
hunting
4 of
contest
them
possible,
mentioned
didn't
pretty much
you?
succinctly. You need to pre-plan what you want to do, and then they all explained like what the weapons do. None of them did a tier list, but they all were like, okay, this weapon is good pairing for this one, and that's because it does this and this. And I wanted to be a tank, so I was like, okay, I listened very carefully, and it seemed like in each of the videos they mentioned that greatsword and sword and shield were very complementary to each other, and they were like the ideal tank build. I don't know like where they rank on a tier list. For all I know, it's a middling, it's a middling, you know, pair of weapons. But I decided to go with it because I liked it. First of all, I like Dark Knight and FF14 anyway, so I knew I wanted the greatsword no matter what. It was really just figuring out what complemented that, and I was either going to do that in longbow, or that and daggers, or that in sword and shield. So I decided to do that in sword and shield, because sword and shield gave more of a tank vibe. So, yeah, that's the pairing I went for. I don't know how meta it is. I don't care how meta it is. So far, it's been fun to run with. 2 friends I have. Longbow wand is better for GVG. GVG? Yeah, greatsword / shields top tier. Really? But my build is anti-meta. Ah, okay. Is it really top tier? Okay. I didn't know. Well, apparently I'm playing top tier. I guess. My job is not damage. My job is keeping the 2 mages off the floor.
Please
Healing.
deliver it to Elira
Jenny's
at the
goopy.
Starlight Observatory ruins. The Resistance always lends a helping hand to those in need. We get requests to help with everything from minor problems to normally only resist now. Oh, and before you go, you should stop by Marianne, the accessories crafter, and pick up some accessories.
Resistance contracts are part of a program devised by Captain Da Vinci to help those in need. Contract managers can be found in each town and base. Castleton contract manager Nos has
I'm gonna go
asked
with
you
my
to
dog on
deliver
a
a
walk. Have
contract
a great
scroll
day,
to the
people, and good
Starlight
luck with the game.
Observatory ruins.
Thank you, Nix. Have a good one. Oh, hope the doggo enjoys the walk. Yeah, great sword shield is up too. Okay, sorry, I heard that. As long as you're having fun, fuck meta. Fair enough. I mean, I've been enjoying what I'm playing so far.
Because of this evil
Take a look around. If
Okay,
you have some contracts.
Speak of the accessories crafter Castleton. Okay, let's do that real quick.
That was close. I can't believe the ghastly tales were true.
Necklaces, earrings, rings. They're all very useful. Oh, hello, adventurer. Do you need new accessory?
Okay, this one.
I'll give you some of the materials.
At the urging of the contract manager Nos, you visited the Castleton accessories crafter Marianne. She explained that accessories can be crafted by gathering materials, and she gave you materials to make an accessory. With Marianne's guidance, you successfully upgraded the accessory.
I know I have
The accessory became more powerful, just as she said.
robustness. Just make sure you always upgrade your equipment to max and transfer its power to the next tier. Right, so like green to blue and then blue to purple. Right? Or, I don't know, I'm assuming I'm understanding correctly.
I can make any type of armor you need.
Keep forgetting my keybinds. There it is. Yeah, because I've upgraded most of my equipment. Actually, I think I can. Let me upgrade my greatsword real quick. It's now greatsword level 2. Boom. Green to blue to purple. Gotcha. And purple is like, is purple the top gear, or is there something like above purple that's like mythic or whatever? Alright, so wait, hold on. I was able to do that for my weapons. What can I do for my armor? Oh, I can upgrade my armor a bit. Upgrade my armor a bit. Yeah, we can do that. Do that lickety split.
Why don't you try making better armor?
They increase your damage a lot. Yeah, I did notice that. Like the stats can get really, really boosted. Plus, they add traits over, or they have the potential to add traits over time, if I'm not mistaken. That's right, I got the new ring. And I think I have to equip it. Oh.
That armor you're wearing?
I don't think it got
it's
auto-equipped.
brilliant.
No, it got oh no. There you go. Now it's equipped. Marmos need TQ style of skill trees though. TQ?
Hi-ho, friend. If you need a weapon you can count on,
Ah,
you've
okay,
come
purple
to the
style.
right place.
Yeah, they upgrade to 6 at green, 9 at blue, and purple. Is transforming so normal in this world that no one freaks out? I mean, I will, like, the thing is, this game has done a, in my opinion, a terrible job at explaining things, and I have been paying attention to the story beats as we've been going. Like, our character's what's called a Starborn, and Starborn, Titan Quest, okay. True, Titan Quest has a pretty good skill tree. But in this game, it's a little weird. It's a little weird. But like we're the chosen ones effectively. We're Starborn, which give us superpowers, and part of that's morphing and stuff. And the game really, my biggest problem with the tutorial of this game is it does such a horrible job establishing the world to the player. It just does a really bad for, like, it rushes through things. It introduces a couple of characters that your character has a pre-established relationship to, but they do nothing to explain it or to flesh it out so you actually care when you part ways with them to go on your adventure. It's really hollow and surface level, I'd have to say. It might be cruel to put it this way, but in many ways, so far, the story's very... It's there because they feel that it needs to be, but it's kind of soulless, if that makes sense. Now, normally that turns me off from games really badly, but I've been enjoying, like, the gameplay. I've been enjoying the questing and, like, the going around. I like the systems in the game for the most part so far. All that's been enjoyable enough that it's made up for the kind of hollow story. Yeah, Korean games are not known for story. Yeah, and I could see why if this being the case. Like, Lost Ark, I would say did story a little bit better than this game has even done. And that's also Korean made, if I'm not mistaken. But, yeah, this has been, eesh. I'll put it like that. It's been eesh. It's been very rough around the hitches. Okay, so talk to Adventure Pro per se. Yes.
That was close. I can't believe the ghastly tales were true.
That's a little Adventurer Pro.
Do you want to use the contract coins that you earned through
Penguin.
contracts?
Is that another felt creature? What is... Not felt. Sewn, kit, knit, whatever. Creature. A small mighty friend right next to you. As you can see from me, Adventurer Pro Percy, we Amatoy are great adventurers. Our adventures are very special. Okay. Have you heard of the expedition? It's an adventure that only we Amatoy can make. I'm sure everyone is itching to join one, even if they don't say so. Amatoy never return empty-handed from an adventure. Why not organize an expedition with your Amatoy? The more Amatoi you can send on an expedition, the more rewarding it is. Let me, Adventurer Pro Percy, introduce you to some great companions to your expedition. Haha, the first expedition, it brings back memories. Cheer your friends on.
Adventure Pro Percy, a seasoned
Press the Amatoi button
Amatoi
to go to the
veteran,
Amatoi.
told you about
Amatoi house.
adventures
In
available
Amatoi house,
only
you
to
can start Amatoi
Amatoi.
expeditions.
Your little friends can now go on their own exciting expeditions.
Okay. You know they're still level 50? Oh, is the guides I'm going on new? Kind of tempted to send it on an 8-hour expedition. There's way too many menus. It has a lot of menus, yeah. I just skipped dialogue. If you don't click the button next to map never appears, so I couldn't find it. Ah, okay. Gotcha. So there's an Amatoi house. Okay. Alright, so we gotta... Would you like to return? Depending on the content situation, your progress may be reset. Wait, what? I don't want it to be reset. I put him on an 8-hour expedition. I don't have to hang out in the building for 8 hours, do I? Can I just exit? Maybe? Or it's locked for now. I'm trapped. Good to know. No, just leave. It's fine. Okay.
Just as Adventure Pro Percy said, your
Yeah, I think I got a bamboo
expedition
fishing
team
rod out
brought
of
back gifts from the successful
Oh.
expedition.
Okay. I came to level 15. Excuse me. Sorry. Additional abilities and skills. Okay. So the skill you want to grant additional abilities to. Okay. You can grant additional abilities to select a skill. Skill specialization points can be refunded at any time by using a reset button. Okay. Okay, crash. This is a new ability. Slams the greatsword in a 12-meter long, 3-meter wide area in a selected direction to deal 255% of base damage plus 37 damage. 37 damage. Interesting. Okay. Fun. So, which is chill, duration increase. Okay. Wait, there's more. The game. You need to ride to get one late game area. There's a the sky whale thing that we saw at the very beginning. Yeah, I've noticed that thing. It's been weirding me out. Okay, so this is the last thing I can do on stream. I'm gonna stream this again tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow. I'll stream this again Monday, around the same time ish. But I had to do a short stream today. I know I spent like the first half hour just explaining the game. But I will play more of this on stream because I'm gonna play this game all the way to 50, like I said, and then I'm recording footage for it to eventually make a video out of. Okay, charge damage. Okay, so before I go though, I do want to cooldown reduction. I really would like the cooldown reduction. That would be nice. At least we have 5 points left. Instant healing for Davichi's Courage. That would also be a good boost. Alright. You can mine on the sky whale. What? Great Swords level 50 skill Guillotine Blade is nice. Okay. Okay. Keep that in mind. Big sword hit hard. Well, that's what I love to hear. Alright. So that will have to do it for today. I gotta take my lovely lady out for breakfast, and this afternoon, short after that breakfast, I also have to meet up with my crew for my TTRPG crew, because we're gonna start another campaign alongside our D&D one we're doing right now. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope to see you guys Monday when I stream more Throne and Liberty. Well, it'll be for a longer stream too. I'll catch you guys later. Love you all. And hopefully this game is as good as it has been to me so far. Have a good one, guys.